Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers and friends. Hope that you are doing fine. So am I. By the grace of Almighty Allah and your prayers. This is the first day of the month of Ramzan. At the time of Sahri, what we say, pre-dawn, when we eat meals and then stop eating till the dusk arrives. And I have thought that I must do something special because using that board, then telling you something about the English language, I feel that a bit awkward because of the fact that most often we are unable to pick the words which are actually written there on the board. And then I thought it's a sort of futile thing to do. So I decided to go out of the box to do something. And it goes like this, and that it is something general that is related with the language, English, and the topic or the thing or the point that I have chosen to discuss with you, to tell you about, is the subject. Yes, dear listeners or the viewers later on social networking sites like YouTube and Facebook, I must tell you that some times we get strangled that which word actually is the subject of the sentence. Traditionally, what we used to say, or what we have listened from the people, or what we were reading from some of the books regarding the subject of the sentence, was that it was told us that it is something like doer of the action. Yes, most often that what I have heard about the subject word, it was known as doer of the action. On the most in most of the cases, the people who used to say like this are the books which used to explain this thing like doer of the action was correct. But when one goes into the depth of the things, then some new things come into existence, and that things need to be addressed, and that things need to be clarified. If clarification in this regard is not done, I guess that we are doing a bit of injustice with our learning of the language. So let me quote few examples first in order to make it clear that where it is doer of the action. For example, I eat food, you play cricket, they dance in the hall. These are some of the sentences where and you can see that the doer of the action is they, I, you, words like these. And in such cases, we can say that it is simple to pick the word in the sentence, which we can call as the subject, and the rest part of the sentence is known as the predicate. But in some of the cases where, for example, let me quote an example. The first one is that all of a sudden the door opened. All of a sudden the door opened. Or I shall say, Muhammad Akib or Muhammad Saqib or someone like that is a doctor. Muhammad Saqib is a doctor. Muhammad Akib is a doctor. And when I say Muhammad Saqib is a doctor, Muhammad Akib is a doctor, obviously this is a sentence, and this two has both the things, I mean to say the subject and the predicate. Then it becomes pretty tough for a learner that which word is the subject, given the fact that he knows that subject is the word that is the doer of the action. Whereas we see that Akib is a doctor. When we say Akib is a doctor, there is no any word that performs any sort of action. So this is the confusion that we need to clarify. So dear learners, all that we need to do, because of the fact that later on when I try to upload these videos on the social networking site, due to the network that we are having available these days, doesn't allow it to get upload, though it do takes at least 2 or 3 days to upload this video on social networking site like YouTube. But still I try to make things clear within the limited period of time, so that you may get something new. So what I was telling you that Akib is a doctor or Sakib is a doctor, there is no any single word which tells us that this word performs a particular action. Akib is a doctor. We know that is word in this particular sentence is a word that is an auxiliary, or in this particular sentence it works as a man verb. So which word is a subject, given the fact, given the definition that we knew that doer of the action is the subject. So there is no any word that tells us that any of the words in this sentence is doer of the action. So what we have to do, we have to get out of this definition that doer of the actions are always the subject of the sentence. So all that we have to understand is that uh, first of all we'll divide the sentence into two sides, that is the subject and the predicate. But we must be knowing fully that how to identify the subject of a given sentence. Like I told you, the sentence, all of a sudden the door opened, all of a sudden the door opened. Or in another case, Ahmad already knows a lot about the topic, or Zoor already knows a lot about the topic. So in this kind of a situation we get strangled, we get confused that how to identify the subject of a sentence. So let me take you to a sort of trick, let me take you to a sort of methodology, that what we have to do, what we have to follow in order to find out the subject in all the sentences where it is an interrogatory sentence or it is a passive sentence. Passive sentence where the subject of the sentence is, in other words, the direct object of the active sentence. So this thing makes us a bit then uneasier to guess actually what word or which word is the subject of a given sentence. So what we have to do, we have to find out the verb of the sentence. Yes, once we are able to find out the verb, sometimes we get confused even with the verb, given the fact that we are the learners of the language. For example, most often what we say about the verb is that we say that it is a word that shows the action, but in each and every case it is not the word that shows actions only. Sometimes it can be state of being. For example, I play cricket. This is the sentence where in the word this verb shows action. But when I say I have a pen, in this sentence there is a verb, but that doesn't show any sort of action. That is known as state of being. That word is have. When we will change the tense of the sentence, automatically this have word will become had. Once the have word becomes had, that means we have conjugated it from present to past. So words which change from one tense to another tense are surely the verbs. So all that we need to do is to identify the verb first. For example, Akib is a doctor. In this whole sentence, one word is the verb. What we have to do with the verb? We have to go to the WH traces. By WH traces, I mean WH traces means question marks. What, when, which, where, who. These 4 5 words which usually begin with these W's. That is why they are known as WH traces. There are other words by the help of which we can make questions, but in this special case we need to seek help from WH traces. We have to take these WH traces in front of the verb. Yes, let me clear it again. We have to go uh, along with these WH traces, I mean to say what, when, where, who, which. With these words, we will go in front of the verb. Then we will ask some sort of questions. Akib is a doctor. Is the verb. What is a doctor? Answer will not come. Where is doctor? Because this sentence does not tell us about the place where someone is staying. It is something totally different. Automatically you may guess, you may pick my point, that who is doctor. Certainly the answer will come, okay, is the doctor. So once we are able to pose these questions to the verb, I will repeat it, WH traces. With the help of WH traces, the question markers will go in front of the verb. Then to which word, to which WH trace it will reply. whether it is which, whether it is when, whether it is who, whether it is what, whether it is where, surely that word is the subject of the sentence. I want to repeat it, that subject is the word when we ask questions to the verb of a sentence, whether, which, when, where, what, or who, any of these five we will use, but the question will get created with just one, and where from the answer comes, and that word is surely the subject of the sentence. I hope that you might have got my point, what I wish to communicate to you. By the grace of Almighty Allah, this attempt will continue. I will try in future to make you know, while with the help of my gestures and with the help of my explanations. And I hope this new way of making you know, or teaching you rather, I shall say, will help you surely. With these words, I see you off with this hope that we will meet again in near future. Till then, goodbye. Allah Hafiz.